All right. Excuse me. Um, we got a Monday recap. Um, Not the worst day today, but could have easily been a lot better. Um, so going into the day, right, we had, as you can see, we had this new week opening gap that we have yet to be filled, and every single time I've seen it yet to be filled on a Monday, we like almost immediately go there, during New York Open. So, um, yeah, so I marked that out, marked out London or previous day lows. This is London low right before that. So even if I did have a trade up here to go down, I would still hold it to new week opening gap. Um, and then also I marked out these highs right here and also this high up here. This high is all-time highs for both assets. But the reason why I marked out these highs and didn't just mark out just all-time highs was because I learned this from Cole. Basically, if you look at this had a pretty strong flip to the downside. So almost like a BPR. So it's more likely to reject after it sweeps these, at least for a little bit until it goes back up. So that is something I noticed that has been an improvement at least. And it's hard to come by when you're like pretty deep into trading. So, that was pretty nice to see. Anyways. So dropping down to say the 5 minute. I'll just go all the way down to the 1 minute to be honest. There's not much in between. Okay, so market. We'll look at the Nasdaq, right? Market opens right here, and we get this displacement to the downside. We displace below that low, so I just want to see. Really, I'm expecting this big 1 minute fair value gap to hold price. Um, but that ended up not happening. We ended up just flipping. If you look on the 15-minute time frame, right, we came into this 15-minute fair value gap, and we it's better on ES actually. If you look on ES, right, we came into that 15-minute fair value gap right here, and then we get that displacement right there, inversing that gap. Um, I didn't like that just because I thought new week opening gap was going to be the draw for the day. We could come up to this high, but I kind of wanted to see that first, no matter what. Um, so I really wasn't long biased. I didn't want to really long, but it ended up working out. If we didn't have new week opening gap, that would have been a perfect trade. I would have definitely taken that. But yeah, so we ended up flipping instead after we got that displacement to the downside, right? Um, ES swept those highs. NQ was very far away from it. So we had a pretty big SMT right here. And basically, I just want to see if we wanted to continue to go higher or what. So we retrace, right? There was, I believe, a 5 minute gap right here. Yeah, there's a 5 minute gap right there. We inverse that 5 minute gap. It's better on Nasdaq actually. We inverse the 5 minute gap right here and these two 1 minute fair value gaps, which would be the trade would be like this to let me go to gaps like 1 to 3. Only reason why I didn't like that was because it wasn't confirmed yet that our draw was bearish yet. I do expect it to because we have an SMT and we also swept liquidity. But I'm not 100% sure. So that is not a trade I would take. What I would take though is when we go down here, we sweep out these London lows, we get a retracement up, and then we get displacement down to new week opening gap. I would take that. Um, so yeah, so I think I couldn't take that trade. But what happened was we displaced for that low. We swept out these London lows. We do have an SMT at the lows, but I do expect us to go lower because of the new week opening gap. Um, we end up retracing a little bit, right? And then we get that sharp displacement down. Uh, Unfortunately, no entries. We did hit new week opening gap, but with these imbalances, it's not like you tap into it and then you reject off of it. You normally fill the whole entire thing. So I want to see this bottom white line get tapped too. So what do we do here, right? So this red box up here, this is a 5 minute gap that was created. This is the high of it. So I was waiting for a tap into that and then a retreat, and then a displacement down. But instead what we got was we came really close to it and then we got the 1009 candle, we got that displacement down. Um, Now I was about to enter on this actually, but I was just a little nervous just because it didn't tap into the gap. I like it when it tap. I rather it tap into the gap. Um, Instead, this is a trade you can take with like half risk instead, but also it's like not even that crazy a risk reward. It's like 1.5, not even. So, it's okay. Um, but yeah, if we instead this wick came up here instead, and then we got that inverse, I would 100% take that. But I think for the future, right? If obviously our draw is bearish, I'm confident on the draw, right? And if we're struggling to retrace to that gap, and then we get like a huge move like that, I'm fine with. I think I'll be fine with taking that. Um, and then the other thing, this is the trade that I took. Um, just because I don't really care about the account. Like I know everything was filled. The only reason why this failed, oh, I won't show my executions because this is a new account. But reason why the account is blown, by the way. But reason why I took that was just because I wasn't sure if there was just going to be a continuation. We already filled the whole entire gap, which would 100% be the draw and liquidity for the day. But what we ended up doing was we filled the whole entire gap, and then I figured I'd take a short to go lower, even though that wasn't confirmed yet. That was the problem with this, Right here we tapped into it, but we didn't fill it completely, right? So the draw is still confirmed. We're going lower. We want to get that retrace in there and then get the displacement. We didn't. Shallow retrace, and then we got that displacement, and then it fills the whole entire gap until it starts going lower again and like disrespecting more bearish PD, I mean bullish PD rays. You shouldn't be taking a trade. You don't know where it's gonna go, You know if it's up, lower, or if it's gonna chop like it did in this scenario. So learning lessons, right? Um, honestly, honestly, the only thing was if you don't tap like into the gap as much as you want, or not that, but if you don't tap into the gap that you want, but you still get the same exact trade that you're looking for, if there's enough displacement to back that, then I don't see a problem with taking a trade like this one. Um, yeah, that's honestly really it. Um, I was Today I was trying to like kind of figure out like how I would be using like order blocks instead, because like for example right here, if there was no fair value gap right here and this displacement candle created that order block, I think that would be a good entry. Even if there isn't an inverse fair value gap, it's this big displacement and just kind of adds more confluence. So you would put your stops probably up here, wait for the tap back into that, and then take it to the lows. But you never got that. Honestly, it would have ended up working out anyways, but it's high resistance liquidity, you wouldn't never actually put risk on the table for that. Um, and yeah, I don't believe I will be trading PM session today. It's a no news Monday, so I'm not really expecting anything. But tomorrow we have red folder news at 10 a.m. So looking forward to that. And I believe that is it for the day.